Producciones.
NeoCutis has ascertained that the body's chemistry possesses essential catalyzing proteins, creating a revolutionary ingredient called PSP.
PSP, processed skin cell proteins, is a truly amazing ingredient. We have entered the cellular sphere. We have identified and obtained the specific proteins responsible for regeneration, and we have created a biotechnology process to manufacture these proteins from actual cultured skin fibroblasts.
How can it be permissible? Don't compromise my principle. Yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma lawmaker wants to stop Pepsi from using aborted fetuses cells in soda flavoring research. This is out of National News. It is confirmed Pepsi has a division that is involved in using fetal parts.
Simply irresistible. Simply irresistible, man. There's no other way to go. Simply irresistible.
They're making our food out of people. Next thing, they'll be breeding us like cattle for food. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them.
Promise, Tiger. I promise. I'll tell the exchange.
You tell everybody. Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them. Silent breed is people!
The discovery of horse meat disguised as beef in burgers and lasagnas has kicked off a crisis. Emergency summits have been convened in the UK and France, and the race is on to find the source of what one British minister called an international criminal conspiracy. At supermarkets like this one, up and down the country, consumers are thinking twice about what they buy. Products now known to contain horse meat have been taken off the shelves. But as we await further DNA tests, no one can be sure what's in their food.
South Korean authorities say they plan to crack down on the illegal smuggling of so-called human flesh capsules. The pills contain parts of human fetuses or infants and are believed to be sold as stamina enhancement drugs.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Aborted babies are being chopped up and sold to researchers all over America. Did you hear that? Aborted babies are being chopped up and sold to researchers all over America. This is actually nothing new, but we have new revelations. Fetuses at 10 or 20 weeks aborted it in clinics. Cells are shipped all over the U.S. to medical researchers. We're talking about brain cells in particular here, but not only that. The brain cells are injected into the eyes of patients with macular degeneration. Practice of shipping organs and body parts, of course, has been going on for a very, very long time. In fact, you'll see a link in the story on Infowars.com where aborted fetuses still alive had to be killed in order to harvest their body parts.
The court should not overturn the long-standing rule in Colorado that the term person, as is used in the Wrongful Death Act, encompasses only individuals born alive. Colorado state courts define person under the act to include only those born alive.
It says NeoCutis technology platform relies on the use of cultured fetal skin cells obtained from a cell bank for treating differing skin conditions. Well, besides the fetal skin cells part, it sounds okay so far, right? To most people, not to pro-lifers. The dedicated cell bank was originally established for wound healing and burn treatments. Hey, sounds like a good cause. Using a single biopsy of donated fetal skin following a one-time medical termination. That's where it goes bad. Imagine that! Let me read it again. The dedicated cell bank was originally established for wound healing and burn treatments using a single biopsy of donated fetal skin following a one-time medical termination. That's just a nice way of saying we're using your aborted baby. And you got to understand the problem with this. If they're using fetal skin to take care of this problem, that means they depend on having the fetal skin. That means that they depend on your abortion. And the more demand for this, the more abortions they need. Don't you see the problem with it, my friends? It's not only ungodly, but it's immoral. It's a travesty. You know, they sell baby body parts. That's what it's all about. Yeah, you give them the initial fee for the abortion, and they make a little bit off of that. But they make their real money from the baby body parts.
Korean customs officials say the first case of someone trying to import the so-called human flesh capsules to South Korea arose in August last year. Since then, they say there have been 35 cases of people either trying to bring the capsules in through airports into South Korea or sending them via post from various areas in China.
They sell the eyes for about $1,000 a pair. They sell the brain for about $2,000. They sell the heart, the lungs, the liver, the kidneys. And they even sell the arms and the legs. They're selling your aborted baby, your own flesh and blood. You think about that. This is something that people don't usually hear about. It's hidden in the industry. They don't want you to know about this. And they use this kind of terminology, one-time medical termination. It only takes one time to abort a child.
Mr. Speaker, late last month, two bioethicists, Dr. Alberto Giubellini and Francesca Minerva, published an outrageous paper in the Journal of Medical Ethics justifying the deliberate, premeditated murder of newborn babies during the first days and even weeks after birth. Giubellini and Minerva wrote, and I quote, "When circumstances occur after birth that would have justified abortion, what we call after birth abortion should be permissible.